Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be trying out Maybelline's brand new foundation. So this foundation is called the Perfector 4-in-1. It costs $13.99 here in the UK and it's available in 6 shades. And I know you just internally gasped. I know you may be externally gasped. You may have jumped out of your seat, but don't worry, we're going to touch upon the 6 shades situation shortly. Okay, so to begin, and just so that we can all get familiar with the claims of this foundation, I'm going to read you out the description straight from Maybelline's website. So it says, discover our Instant Perfector 4-in-1 matte makeup, which has a whipped, I love the sound of that by the way, whipped, anything whipped, whipped body butter, whipped cream, whipped, okay, I can't think of anything else whipped. It has a whipped, lightweight texture that blurs pores, conceals blemishes, mattifies and evens skin tone, all in one easy step. Available in 6 self-adjusting shades for an instant perfected matte look. So when I first kind of saw this foundation and, you know, it's called the 4-in-1, I initially thought, okay, 4-in-1, is it primer, is it concealer, foundation, BB cream? Like, what are the 4 things that it is claiming to be so special about the foundation? But now that we've read this description and the 4 things that it kind of alludes to in the title of the foundation, or the name of the foundation, I suppose it's not a title, is it? But these 4 things are that it just blurs pores, it conceals blemishes, mattifies and evens out skin tone. Is that not what the majority of foundations do? So I actually don't really think that there's anything too special about this. And also I do have a feeling like 4-in-1 foundation, it makes me think like a guy on Tinder who's just claiming to be everything, you know, too perfect. He loves cats. He volunteers in the local children's hospital in his spare time. He loves to cook. He's a billionaire. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, 4-in-1. Are we trying to be a master of all trades and an expert at none? That's just what it made me think of. But anyway, so I do just want to touch on the shade situation because I definitely was a little bit taken aback when I saw that there were only 6 shades. But Maybelline claimed that the shades are self-adjusting. I have no idea what that means. I'm sure there's some scientific explanation behind it, but it sounds like bullshit to me. If I found, you know, I'm just telling you what I actually think. Self-adjusting shades. I mean, I've tried other foundations before that claim to be self-adjusting. Did they match my neck? No, they did not. Oh, sorry, girl. Let's let you out. Sorry, my little cat just wanted to get out. Go on, girl. Oh my gosh, she's meowing to get out, right? But she sat in front of the door. Girl, I can't open the door if you're in front of it. I'm having pussy problems today. Okay, so we are going to be trying out this foundation and I am going to be wearing it over a few days just to get a really good kind of opinion on the foundation, but I just want to read you out just a little bit more info straight from the Maybelline website again. So it says, the Instant Perfector gives skin the benefit of 4 products in one. Oh, okay. So get the look of a primer, concealer, mattifying powder and BB cream all in one. Okay, so this, right, because I'm sure that I saw somewhere that it was like claiming to be like a primer, concealer, BB cream. Okay, so yeah, it's claiming to be everything, do everything for everyone. But I can see what they're trying to do, right? I can see the, you know, I can visualize the, you know, the marketing team sat around, you know, the table in the boardroom, hopefully with masks on. I can see them all just sat there with, you know, just saying, do you know what? We could just claim that this foundation does everything. Oh my gosh, it does everything. It will cook your tea. Yes, it will. It will get your kids dressed in the morning. It's going to set up your new iPhone when you have a new iPhone. It's going to do your weekly grocery shopping. This foundation will do everything. We're just going to say everything. It's kind of like they're bragging about having, you know, all these different benefits of this foundation in one. But these are things that we've just come to expect from the majority of foundations. I mean, the majority of foundations will conceal blemishes. The majority of foundations will mattify your skin if it's a matte finish. and the blur. Anyway, I know I'm probably sounding like a broken record at this point, but I'm so over this bullshit. You know, I'm so over it. I just want you to tell me what finish this foundation is going to be, what kind of coverage I could expect to get from it. You know, does it contain any skincare benefits? Does it have hyaluronic acid in? Does it contain SPF? Just tell me the truth is what I want to know. I don't want this bullshit anymore. So one interesting thing about this foundation is that they recommend that you apply with your fingers. I believe that they recommend that just so that you could get the best kind of coverage. And I think that's probably down to the fact that it's a whipped formula. But who really knows? Who really knows? I think it's just Maybelline trying to be a little bit different again. Also, they did mention that you should not apply this foundation on top of any other products that contain zinc. I have no idea why this will be. If anyone can enlighten us, feel free, because I don't know. Is it Maybelline just trying to be different again? Who knows? And who actually knows? Like, does your moisturiser contain zinc? I looked through all of my moisturisers to try and find out, do they contain zinc? And I don't know, because I've thrown away the outer packaging that actually has all of the ingredients on. On the actual tub, there's no ingredient list on it. So I have no idea if my moisturiser contains zinc. I have no idea. Who knows? It's not the kind of thing that we know. Well, I don't. Anyway, maybe you do. I don't. Okay, so I got the shade 01 Light. So this is, I believe, like the second to lightest shade. So they do have a very helpful kind of table on the website, which I'm going to put here. So you can see, you know, what shade you are in other Maybelline foundation lines. And then you will then be able to tell which of these 6 kind of shade options of this foundation that would be best suited to your skin. So I thought that was kind of helpful, but of course it's only helpful if you already have a Maybelline foundation and if that Maybelline foundation actually does match your skin. Otherwise, you're fucked. Okay, so guys, without further ado, we're just going to get this on the face. I do have to tell you that I do have dry skin and I have lots of things that I do like to try and cover, like my age. But I do have fine lines, I've got pores. I don't struggle with kind of blemishes or anything at the moment. So for me, like my ideal kind of look is a natural but glowy and radiant. I don't like full coverage. I prefer light coverage. Don't want anything that's going to make my skin feel dry. I want my skin to feel hydrated. So yes, I am a little bit worried because this is a matte finish. I think the fact that it's whipped makes me think it's maybe not. I mean, they say that because it's whipped it's meant to be lightweight, but I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've talked for way too long. Stop talking. Right, we're just going to get this on the face. I'm going to give her a little shake and we just got to apply with our fingers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is how the foundation comes in a cute little pink tube. Oh my gosh, out she comes. So there she is. She kind of reminds me of, you know, the Smashbox pore filling primer. It's that kind of texture, so I have a feeling this may feel a bit silicone-y. I have no idea. Oh, it feels very oily. It feels very oily. Why does it feel... Ugh. Does not feel good, guys. It feels very oily. Like very oily. The shade looks good though. Is it self-adjusting though? Okay, so we're going to try and see if this foundation shade is really self-adjusting. So you can see how it looks now. And I would say it may be a little bit yellow. And maybe not so much matching my neck. But I'm just going to blend with my fingers, which actually it seems to be blending nicely. I'm just going to kind of push it over my pores as opposed to rub, because I feel like if I rub, it may not have an opportunity to sink into my pores. Okay, so I'm just going to like tap it over the nose. Do you think the shade has changed? Like, how does it self-adjust? How? I don't get that. Is it to do with the heat of your finger? Like, would it self-adjust if you used a sponge or a brush to apply? And also, I know that a lot of people aren't really gonna enjoy applying this with their fingers. I don't mind, honestly, and it saves me having to wash my beauty sponge, but that's just my lazy ass, you know? I mean, it's gone on beautifully. Like, I've not had any issues whatsoever. I'd say she is very matte, which isn't my favourite, but I don't mind. I don't mind. The thing I will say, though, is I don't seem to have much coverage at all. And this is coming from someone that really enjoys a light coverage. But, I mean, maybe I'm just being too harsh. I feel like, yeah, I feel like it has kind of added a bit of a blurring effect to my skin. But I think you can see there's not really that much coverage if you compare it to this side. Okay, so just to give you a little close-up of the side that we've done, I think, you know, it's looking good. It just looks a little bit lifeless, you know. I like a dewy, glowy foundation because I just feel like it gives my skin life. And I feel like she's looking a little bit sad right now, but she's definitely looking blurred and very smooth. And it does feel really lightweight on the skin, like I can barely feel it. So I do think that this would actually be a really comfortable foundation to wear. Okay, just to show you the side that I've not done, just so that you can get a little close-up of the state of my skin before we go in with the foundation. I mean, at first, it really does look like this foundation is not going to blend. Like, it kind of looks like it's going to be a bit of a shit show, if I'm being honest, because, I don't know, it just doesn't look like it's going to blend, but then it does. It just kind of melts into your skin. I don't know how easy this foundation would be to build up, because it's almost like a cream to powder finish. It does look a bit streaky though. That's the only problem with using your fingers to apply. I love how this is feeling though. It feels really good. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when it goes on. So it kind of looks like that. And then as you start to kind of blend it in, yeah, it does feel very silicone-y. Okay, so I've completed my face, and I must say, it kind of looks like my face has been face-tuned. It looks very smooth, and I do think that it has evened out my skin tone. It's added a little bit of coverage, I'd say kind of light to medium. I wouldn't really feel that comfortable trying to add more of the foundation to build up the coverage, just because it feels like, you know, it's kind of set almost instantly. I feel like this is as good as we're going to get it. I don't really like the finish, I don't. I feel like it's just a little bit flat. Of course, like everything else, foundations are very subjective. Some people love a matte finish, some people love a dewy finish, some people love high coverage, some people like light coverage. So whether I like a matte finish or not, you know, I'm not going to hate on the foundation because, ooh, it's matte, because that just wouldn't be fair. I am going to judge this foundation just in terms of, you know, how it performs, how it feels, how it lasts over time, and you know, just ultimately like how it looks. I think the shade is perfect. Has it self-adjusted? Who knows? I'm sorry, but I don't know if I could confirm that. I just don't think I can. It looks okay. I just don't think it's very flattering, you know. I'm a lady who is knocking on the door of 40. I just think maybe if you do have more mature skin, if you have fine lines, you have wrinkles, I honestly feel like this, it just isn't the most flattering kind of finish, really. So yeah, I don't think it's one that I would be reaching for going forward, but for the purposes of the review, I'm very, very keen to find out how this foundation wears over time. So as discussed, I am going to be wearing this over the next few days, and then I can let you know what my thoughts are. But I am going to go away. I'll finish off the rest of my makeup. You never know. Maybe once I've got everything else done, I might think, oh my gosh, this looks great. You know, we just don't know. So I'll go away, do that, and I'll come back and show you how she's looking. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly show you how the foundation is currently looking in front of my window. So we have 100% natural light. I've actually had the foundation on for about an hour and a half at this point, and have I finished off the rest of my makeup? No. No, she's not, but I'm getting to it. But I just wanted to say that it looks very yellow. It does. Do you see what I mean? It looks a bit patchy and a bit yellow. That could just be an issue with, my finger blending, but it does look a little bit patchy, and it definitely has like a powdery look. Like, I definitely think this is like a cream to powder kind of formula. Well, anyway, I'll check back in a little bit later and let you know how this is all looking. Okay, so I'm back. I eventually finished off the rest of my makeup. It took a while, but we're here. So, yeah, I just first wanted to just say that I don't think I'm going to love this foundation. Like, I really don't. And I am going to continue, like, I'm just going to probably, maybe, I don't even know if I'm going to wear it tomorrow. When you get to a point where you just think, yeah, it's just not for me. And I don't want to be this person that's just giving up, but I think it's worth, like, you thoroughly testing a foundation. If on the first time you use it, it looks good. Or even if it looks okay, and you might think, oh yeah, let's just like, let's see if I really like it after I've worn it a few times. However, with this foundation, I don't like it, and I would say that that's probably like most likely down to the fact that I do have dry skin, and this foundation has not been kind to it. It has clung, like I'm going to show you in a minute in front of the window, but can you see? It just looks so shit around my nose. It's literally just like, I don't know what it's doing, but it's just showing off like any dry patches. And by the way, I exfoliated last night because I really wanted my skin to be fully kind of prepped and prepared for this video, because going into it, I knew that this was a matte formula. I was very aware that it was most likely geared towards more oily skin types. So I made sure that I really kind of prepped my face, but it looks absolutely horrific on my chin, which if you've watched any of my kind of videos before, you'll know my chin is a real kind of struggle zone on my face, because I do have a lot of texture there. But look guys, I mean, this foundation looks absolutely hideous, and I'm not saying it's a bad foundation, because actually it feels really comfortable. Like, it feels so lightweight. Sometimes like you'll put a foundation on and it'll feel like mask-like, or it'll feel like oily, or you can just feel it on your face. Not with this one. It feels so light. Like, I would go as far as to say it's one of the comfier foundations I've ever used, honestly. But it's just so obviously not geared for dry skin types. I'm definitely going to make a point of watching a bunch of other reviews from people that do have oily skin, from people that have dry skin, and I would bet my Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter that the vast majority of those with dry skin types are not going to love this foundation. Another thing that I really do not like, this foundation is really dramatically aging me. It's just, look, can you see and I know I have lines on my forehead. Yes, she does. But I don't think that the lines look this pronounced with my other favourite foundations. So yeah, it just looks shit, guys. It kind of looks like, imagine if you kind of powdered your face with a loose setting powder, and then you didn't blend it all out properly, so then you had little patches of like, there's bits of powder on your face. That's what it looks like. So anyway, I'm gonna go jump in front of my window now so that you can see everything that I'm talking about, because a picture is worth 1,000 words at the end of the day. Okay, so I am coming at you from my bedroom, and I actually think the foundation kind of at a distance looks a lot better here than it did in front of the ring light. But if I take you up close, I mean, look. I mean, look. I want you to get a really good look here so that you can actually see what I'm saying. I also think that my blush and my... Why am I bending down? I don't know. Seeing as I am aboard the hate train on a one-way trip to Shadyville. I am just going to say as well that my blush and contour I don't think look great either. They look a bit patchy, and oh guys, I'm sorry, like I feel like I am going to be letting people down by the fact that I'm not really giving this a thorough test, am I? I'm not. I've worn it one time and I'm giving up. But I think it's really important to know when something is working, when something isn't. And I've tried a lot of foundations in my time, and I just know that this one is not now, not ever going to be for me. And on that note, I definitely would recommend it if you've got dry skin. I would say be cautious if you've got normal skin. However, I'd be really interested to see how those with oily skin types like the foundation, because I think that potentially it could work for them. And I'm going to end on a positive note that it does feel comfortable. So as much as it looks dry, it doesn't really feel dry. So I hope I've not let anyone down. I just feel like am I giving up too soon? But I've got to go with my gut on this one, guys. This is just, it's so not for me. Anyway, guys, I am going to end this video here. I really hope that this has been somewhat useful to you if you were thinking of maybe trying this foundation. I would be so interested to hear what your thoughts are if you've tried the foundation, and I think it would be really useful for everyone else as well to get a different perspective on it. So please do let me know if you tried it. But anyway, I'm going to go. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.